So I've been training for a role like this. You never can assume that you'll be a team principal. There's one of 10 people in the world that get the opportunity to do so. But I've been training to do this for many years under who I consider really to be one of the greats. And Mercedes is filled with a huge number of excellent individuals. That's why it's successful. I was just one of many. But the direction I knew that I wanted to go into was this. I wasn't ready, I think, until this winter. This winter it became very clear to me that I'm now in a position where I've done enough within Mercedes that the step is not going to be so large. It's manageable. I also realized that with the Mercedes, there is the best that exists, which is Toto, and there's not really room to grow. I was glass ceilings by his own definition to me, and that's fine. That's his prerogative, of course, but mine was to have the ability to choose to move on, and the opportunity with Williams came up. Sadly for Jost, it was the end of his career, but it provided me the opportunity to really fall into the role. I think Mercedes has huge infrastructure that doesn't exist within Williams today. Williams was really, when I came there, was in survival mode. It was in the only looking really 1 week or 1 month ahead of it, which is what happens when that's what's happened financially for many, many years. So it's a change of culture to bring it to a world where we're now thinking 1 year, 2 years, and 3 years ahead of us. Mercedes has tremendous amounts of infrastructure and equipment, beyond your dreams to a certain extent in the world of Formula One. Williams doesn't have that today. But the difference is this: I know what excellence looks like. I'm able to pull people's heads up and show this is where we need to be. This is the forward-thinking direction where we need to be, and the finance and investments there as well to move us forward. So there's a few things that have to happen that are happening behind the scenes to allow us to invest, but you should see that that allows us within the years to come to start moving forward. I think Mercedes lost a year's worth of, whilst I was there, lost a year's worth of development simply because the direction they went down was quite different to really the rest of the field as you can see it now. And sometimes you have to believe in what you're doing, and at one point, which is what they've done now, you have to realise that it's the wrong direction. But that year hasn't been undone. You can't just undo it in the space of 1 week. So what you'll see from them is they're now going to slowly start, I'm sure, to learn what the package is and how to develop it, because they're an incredible organisation and will get back to the front. But it's going to take them, I think, from here another 6 months, 12 months to be able to do that. Good question. So, I mean, first and foremost, it's a meritocracy. They have done the best job with the same finances that are available. As I said, not the same equipment, but same finances available as everyone else. This weekend, I mean, he's on fire at the moment. There's just every race where you think he might struggle, he still pulls one out of the bag and does well. I think what you are seeing is people catching, though. That's the slight difference. There is a closing of the gap relative to what happened before. It's just going to take time for that to fully kick in. For us personally, home Grand Prix, as you said, these are the races that mean a tremendous amount to you. You'll turn up and you'll see nearly 500,000 people cheering on in the background. And what I'm looking forward to, what I'm excited by, is the prospect of what that looks like on a Sunday. And it is difficult as anything ever gets. It doesn't take much before you turn up at Silverstone and see people that have been waiting 4 hours, just the opportunity to say hello, to bring your mood up to the very top. For me, I mean, first of all, I hope he doesn't take a step back, because he deserves his spot here. He's still very much World Championship material, just needs the package beneath him to shine. If he was to take a step back, though, he knows that he wants to be basically a beacon that makes the sport better every single year from then onwards. So you won't see him step back completely. I think you'll see, either through academies or STEM subjects or an area, using his wealth of knowledge, his background, his experience in order to bring other people up that haven't had the opportunity before. I think there always is a risk of that. That's like any sport. When you can predict the result, it's less interesting. The only thing is, I'd go back and say, actually, Austria was one of the most interesting races we had so far this year. So the gems are still there, and this won't last forever. He will come back towards everyone else. It just takes a little bit more time than we're expecting, but he will do. I compared Alex to world champion material in Montreal, because the drive he drove was that of the champions I'm used to. In terms of Logan, he's at the start of his journey, the very, very embryonic stage where you're just really learning how to exploit the performance package. I think in Austria you saw a turning point with him where he's comfortable now with the car, and 13th being the resultant for that. They're both different. There's no, in fact, two drivers I've ever worked with that are the same, but that's what makes them unique and special. All of them, though, have the same fire in their belly, the same ability to be able to chase every last millisecond. And I still see the same within Logan and Alex at the moment. So the main thing is this, that there are so few teams out there. We're one of a handful, really, that have been in the sport for that period of time. More so, there's 9 Constructors' World Championships behind that. And my last place, Mercedes, which meant a tremendous amount to me, there's 8. That just tells you the impact that this team has had on the sport in that period of time. And it doesn't take long to look at some of our history to realize this team has an incredible legacy that many others could only dream of in the circumstance. And it's my job to bring this team back to its former glory across the years in front of us, to make sure that we're back representing the brand and the legacy as we should. I mean, it means the world to me. This is the team actually I supported when I was much younger. This is the one where you would find me at the sort of the fence, clinging on, looking at the car going round, and to have the opportunity to really be at the helm this many years later, it means a tremendous amount. Where we are today is we have a name above the door that is really one. It's a synergy with Formula One. Williams is associated with Formula One, and a fan base, even if they're hidden away, that want us to do better. And so for me to have the opportunity to really be at the forefront of that, it's a career highlight, it's a dream, it's a momentous occasion I could never turn down.